thou hast been born, and with the best of sign bring victory and prosperity to us all. Now this story, which is about how the theater began, takes place right after the Golden Age, at the beginning of the Silver Age, 595,000 years ago. Well, Bharata creates the first play, and it's based on the churning of the ocean in which all the gods band together to defeat the demon sons of Diki. Oh, it's full of battles and tumults. Heads and arms and legs seem to be cut off, bodies pierced with spears and arrows. It's full of flashy special effects. The gods will love it. Then consecrate the playhouse to the gods with proper rituals. Have Brahmins and cows dwell in the playhouse for 7 days. On the 8th day, draw a mandala 8 feet square on the stage floor and fill it with images of all the gods. Then make offerings to Indra, Skanda, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Martha, the Rakshasas, Agni, Chandra, Surya, the Ganas, the Pitars, the Kamapala, the Gandharvas, Mitra, the Nagas, Varuna, Garuda, Purava, the mothers of the Natya, the divine weapons of Rudra and Vishnu, and finally to Yama, who is fate, the dispenser of death to all creatures and the end of all actions. 1973, Cherturti, a small village in South India. I am there studying Kudiyattam, which is the most ancient form of theater still being performed. It's 3 a.m. I get up and I meditate. 3:45, I leave my wife and sleeping 1-year-old daughter and get on my bike, an Indian bike, and ride 10 minutes to Kalamandalam, the Kathakali school where I'm taking my Kudiyattam training. It's the monsoon season, so it's probably raining. And here is how we warm up. We do 100 of these. Dad's teacher in their right mind would get this for a warm-up. The Ashan, or sometimes the sleeping boy, massages me with his feet, pressing and walking and sliding over my body. Same movements every day, pushing into my hips and my thighs and my back. There is pain. Now, in the many, many chapters on movement in the Natya Shastra, Bharata describes more than 500 gestures of the different parts of the body and how they're used for emotional expression. There are 24 single hand gestures, 13 gestures of the combined hands, and 30 dance hands. For example, pataka, the flag, that can be used for slapping or scorching heat or arrogant reference to yourself or the wind or a pool of water, many, many other things. Then there's Tri Pataka, the three-fingered flag, that can be used for lifting anything, a flight of small birds, for wiping off tears, or putting on makeup. All right, then there are times when hand gestures should not be used. For example, when a character is thoughtful, or sad, or panicked, or is in a cold place, or is a prisoner under arrest, or is a character who has no hands. and hand gestures are not appropriate. Heart is very thorough. Now for Partha, there are 5 elements which make up the aesthetics in the theater. First are sthayi bhava, the primary emotional states. So when the primary emotions mingle with the secondary emotions, and these are represented by actors using words and gestures and emotional expression, then these primary emotions are transformed into the rasa, the mood, the taste of the drama. There's this play called Mrchakataka, the little clay cart, and allegedly it was written by a king named Shudraka who lived about 500 AD. The heroine is Vasanta Sena, who is a famous and very rich courtesan who's living in Ujjayini and who has fallen in love with a married Brahmin businessman named Charudatta, who is the hero. Now Charudatta is so generous that he's given away everything, and he's now very poor. He has no friends left, and he complains about it a lot. The villain is Samstanaka, who is this violent, horny creep who has the hots for Vasanta Sena. All right, Act 5, the monsoon breaks out. Vasanta Sena goes to Charudatta's house with the golden box and the pearl necklace to use his embarrassment and his lie to seduce him. There's intermittent rain, thunder, and lightning. The atmosphere is as charged as the scene is going to be. Enter Vasanta Sena, beautifully dressed as a woman going to meet her lover. And she's accompanied by her maid, who's carrying an umbrella. Now, both the hero and the heroine are gripped by chinta, anxiety. That's one of the 33 secondary emotional states. And physical representations include thinking deeply, breathing deeply, and sighing. And given circumstances are, for Vasanta Sena, a heart full of expectation. For Charudatta, the theft of a treasured object. Vasanta Sena is watching. The signs of love in a woman, all detailed in the book. For a courtesan, exposing the breast, the navel, putting up the hair, scratching the ear, touching the jewelry, looking with sidelong glances. Oh, he's so lovable. Oh, my dear. The door creaks, the walls are wet, the mortar's cracked, the roof will leak. But look, the sky opens up its rainbow arms, even as the tongue of lightning licks the yawning clouds. Oh, listen to the rain, sharp on the palm leaves, soft on the trees, bright on the stones, sparkling in the pools, like lutes, and a voice singing. The rain, the music of the rain. Let's go inside. There are 2 kinds of success in the theater, human and divine. Signs of human success are smiles and gentle laughter in comedy, guffaws in farce, shouts of wonderful, bravo, how sad, tumultuous applause. That's a good sign. If the play is violent, then the audience might rise up with tears, shaking their fists and shouting. Horripilation. That means that the audience has experienced some inner turmoil due to the wonder of the performance. Or perhaps the audience will just throw money or clothes at the actors to express their approval. That's fine, too. Divine success. Now that's when, at the end of the performance, there is no noise and no disturbance. The auditorium is full. The spectators sitting in awed silence. After that night of love-making, Vasantasena mistakenly gets into a coach belonging to the villain Samstanika and ends up far out in the country in his private park. You die, harlot! Die! Oh, that sink of vice, that vile and cheating slut lies dead by the valor of a hero's hand. I wanted her. She would not have me. So now the whore lies dead. In the Kathakali tradition, the moment that the headdress is put on, the actor is said to transform into the hero or the god or the demon he is playing that night. For this reason, there can be no dress rehearsal, for this transformation can take place only in the presence of the audience. When the world with its joys and sorrows and strengths and weaknesses is depicted by actors who suppress their own nature in order to reveal the gestures and words and emotions of others for your enlightenment, then this is called the theater.